What's up, guys? Welcome to Among the Fence. My name is Aaron. It is time for New Music Friday, where I take a look at some of the upcoming albums that are going to be coming out throughout the week of May 6th. And there's a lot of heavily anticipated stuff coming out this week. And if you're looking forward to any singles, don't worry. They will be featured on the weekly track review, which will be coming out on Monday. So don't miss out on that. And if you have anything you want me to check out, leave a comment below and I will make it happen for you. Silverstein has released a new album titled Misery Made Me. I gotta admit that their last album, A Beautiful Place to Drown, was a really big letdown to me. It just seemed like it was scattered. It was all over the place. They didn't really know which direction they were trying to go in, who they were making the album for, what they wanted it to sound like. It was just a bunch of ideas just thrown about and just a bunch of random things thrown into songs. It just didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. A lot of people disagreed with me, which is totally cool. It just wasn't really doing anything for me. And I lost a lot of hope in them after that. If that is the direction that the band was going to be going in, I wasn't on board. But most of the singles that they've released off of this upcoming album have been bangers, even though they've released about half of the songs. I think we have 5 singles on an 11-track album. I am very much looking forward to this album, and I have pretty high hopes for it. Terror is releasing a new album titled Pain into Power. I am very much looking forward to this bad boy. I got burnt out on doing the review for Paleface. I just wasn't really feeling hardcore music for about a month or so, but now I'm ready to get back in it. I'm ready to just have brutal, nasty riffs thrown in my face, and I love the no-nonsense style that Terror has to riff writing and their music. The lyrics are kind of silly, but again, I mean, it's hardcore music. You can't really expect a whole lot from it lyrically, honestly, for most metal stuff. But Terror has always been one of those special bands to me where they just always seem to do it right. And they're pretty underrated, I guess you could say, as a hardcore band. But every time I hear them, they just completely blow me away. Upon a Burning Body releases their new album titled Fury. I forget about this band way too much. Even when I'm doing the weekly track reviews and I know that there's new stuff coming out from them, I just always seem to forget about it. And every time they release something new, it just reminds me of how insanely good this band is. And admittedly, I wasn't really all that into their last album, Southern Hostility. I mean, there's some good stuff, really great moments in that album, but there isn't a single song where I'm just like completely wowed throughout the entire thing. And I'm like, yes, this is my favorite song because I love it all. And I feel like the new stuff they've been releasing has been, it's been kind of filling that need for me. And the stuff they've been writing, it just rips. The riffs are insane. The choruses are pretty great, I gotta admit as well. And I just want more of it. Simple Plan is releasing a new album titled Harder Than It Looks. I gotta admit that it's been about 10 years since I've even thought about this band, and probably over 10 years since I've listened to them. I'm a little curious to see and hear what they sound like now, how they progress. I might do a review on this. I probably won't. I don't know. I'm tempted to go back and listen to some of their discography since then and just see how it's progressed into what it is now, even though I can't really imagine them changing all that much at all, or even writing a better song than Addicted, because I was completely obsessed with that thing. The music video was great, and it was probably like one of the songs and bands that I don't give enough credit for getting me into pop punk. I mean, of course, there's like Blink-182 and bands like that, but I mean, Simple Plan came around when I was in high school, and they were new and they were fresh, and it felt like I was being part of something new that was happening. So they always have that special place in my heart, but still, it's something I feel like is appropriate to leave in the past, which is, like I said, over 10 years ago. 3 Days Grace is releasing their new album titled Explosion. I'm not very much looking forward to this one at all. Their best albums were their first 2. I'm sure people are going to complain and be like, no, like this album, which came out like 2013, is great too. Their best albums were in 2002. They might have a couple good songs that came out after that. But I mean, anything after that is basically subpar from what I've heard. And I think a lot of that, it has a lot more to do with music and metal and rock changing and evolving, and the band just kind of being forgotten about and them not really progressing very well with it. Also, it doesn't help that, they lost their vocalist and their lead rhythm guitar player and songwriter. I think that was their major downfall for me, which, I mean, he came back and then he left again. But still, like, those first 2 albums, I listened to them when I was writing up this like little review on what I think of this new album, and they're just still so good. I mean, they're cheesy, they're silly, something I've heard 1,000 times, and I don't want to admit that I like it, but at the same time, you just can't help but start bobbing your head and just having such a strong nostalgia of how good it is, and the vocals are so great. And I feel like that's something that they're just not gonna have in any of their future stuff. We also have honorable mention albums from Stand Atlantic, Nocturnal Bloodlust, Ailstorm, and also Ibaraki. I believe that's how it's pronounced. It is Matt Heafy's death metal band, which has been just highly, highly anticipated. I'm so excited for this. I've listened to some of the singles, and it's just great. It's just so good. It's got Matt Heafy's distorted vocals, and his clean singing, and just the nastiest riffs that you could ever imagine in death metal. And I just can't wait for this out. I'll probably be doing a review on this one, even though most people probably don't care all that much, or at least not as much as I do, but I am so excited for that. And that is it for New Music Friday. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, leave a comment below letting me know what I should review next, and let me know what you're also looking forward to this coming up week. I'm sure there's something that I missed. Like I said, there's a lot of albums coming out. So yeah, just give me and everybody else a chance to discover new music. And if you want to help support me and my channel, please consider subscribing and ringing the bell icon. Doing any of that stuff helps me out more than you guys could ever imagine, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to me talk, and I hope you have a good rest of your day or night, whenever you happen to be watching this, and I will talk to you guys next time. I was